Oh, Sky Squad, we are back in the building. We are back in the building, and can I drop it down low? Go over to my Instagram right now, and you will see how low I can go. Okay, baby, let me tell you something. This episode was good. This episode was interestingly good. I mean, we got some fire, okay, and we got some some resolution, which is what I am looking for when I am watching these shows, okay? Now listen, if you are down in the chatterization, go ahead and drop that location for us so we can know where you're watching from. And we're going to go ahead and get this episode off with our rating. So we're rating episode 15 of season 14 called Not Michelle Obama, where Kandi infamously utters the line, I am not Michelle Obama. Okay. Now, for me, okay, well, before we get there, we got Trinidad and Tobago. We got Miami. Hey, we got some Detroit, Los Angeles. Hey, you up early, boo. We got Orlando. We got our first 10, 8, Montreal, 9.5. Jamaica, Toronto, Little Rock, Arkansas, Georgia. I see you, Houston, Bronx, Jamaica, Northeast DC. Who else is in the building? I see Nairobi, Kenya, Memphis, another Jamaica, San Diego, NYC, Chicago, Tuscaloosa. Come on, London. I see you, Durham in the building. Y'all know how we say it down south, Durham. Okay. Miramar, Florida, Brooklyn in the building, West Palm Beach. I see you. Okay, so let's give this episode a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. And on a scale of 1 to 10, your boy is going to give it, I agree with you, Elise, a solid 9. Yes, we are on the same page. Oh, South Africa, my new home, baby. I give it a solid 9 because I felt like, again, there was conflict, there was resolution, there was Kenya dragging the ever-loving daylights out of a completely unprepared Sanya, okay? Marlo and Kandi went at it yet again, but there was some fun resolution towards the end, although we know in real time, in real life, they still going at it, okay? And there was some fun. It was still vacation, so I did like it. I also liked how the resolution was happened. Well, kind of, we will go into the Ross of it all in just a second. So for me, I I was like, Sanya, girl, come on now. You have got to come prepared, okay? And I just don't know that Sanya, I'm gonna give her some grace because it's still first season, right? It's still first season. So maybe Sanya is still getting her wits about her, okay? Maybe she's getting her wits about her. And then Shereé did set Sanya up for the okie doke. Shereé did set her up for the okie doke. I mean, it just is gonna be what it is. Shereé sent her into the lion's den completely unprepared. All right. Okay. Um Let's get into it, shall we? I think we shall. So we are back at the table with Ross telling the women don't F with his wife. Don't do that. Don't play. And he walks off. Now Sanya runs along to go check on her man like she should, okay? And he felt like his wife was drowning. And in fact, she was, okay? because Shereé and Kenya were lightweight tag teaming her, okay? And Sanya could not run fast enough to keep up with the quick sprints that Shereé and Kenya were running around her like they were running around her on a track barefoot, okay? She just was not ready. She could not run that race. And so Ross said that when his wife is drowning, he felt like he will take the beating and drown for her. Now, again, we talked about it last week. I said some people was gonna feel some type of way. Some people was gonna feel another type of way. It is what it is at this point. The man stood up for his wife. Okay. And I didn't realize later on, as I told y'all, whether you like what he did or not, he was gonna suffer the consequences for it. And we gonna get to that part in just 1 second. Anyway, Sanya is really irritated at Shereé for jumping ship because it was supposed to be Marlo, Sanya, and Shereé who was the Trace Amigas, okay? So Kenya is going on with her issues about the time and Sanya not calling her. This is while Sanya's off to the side, checking on Rossi. And Kandi tries to give Sanya some grace by saying, like, y'all, this is clearly a miscommunication. Sanya is here to work. And Drew then starts to go in on Sanya, deserving to get called on her ish. And I'm thinking to myself, Drew, you have just been looking for a moment with Sanya because Sanya came for you, okay? But even in Sanya coming for Drew, it really wasn't that she didn't do a good job of it. Sanya needs some work at housewifing. She needs housewife 101 from like a Karen Huger or somebody like that. I felt like if she spent a little time with Karen Huger might be able to whip her into shape. You know what I'm saying? Because Karen Huger knows how to handle a whole table full of girls coming at her. Karen Huger gonna slip and slide her way up out of that situation so fast. You would think she had she was what they say, she's slippery and she can be more slippery than boiled okra because Karen is smart. Karen got that wisdom from the South. You know what I'm saying? That know how to read. And Sanya ain't learned that yet. But maybe she will. We got to give her a little time. So I'm willing to wait a little while on Miss Sanya to pick up the pace a little bit. I'm willing to wait, Everybody deserves a second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth, seventh, eighth, and eighth chance. I mean, everybody does. Anyway, Kandi is honestly like, who cares? Y'all all had a fun time on the boat. And then Kandi compares Sanya's trip to Kenya's trip. The one where Kenya last year took the girls away and then didn't feed the girls and then ordered a crab cake sandwich for herself. Y'all remember that one? Sanya at least has planned a better trip for these ladies than Kenya could plan. So I'm in 100% agreement with Kandi on that. I mean, they need to relax, okay? Because if it was up to Kenya last year, Kenya probably wouldn't have even checked on them. Kenya probably wouldn't have even had a meal for them to eat, okay? At least Kenya had something to eat and something to do whilst she wasn't going on the outfit adventures, okay? I mean, that's just reality, okay? Kenya Moore did not plan a good trip. For as much as she claims to plan things and do things, girl, you needs work too, okay? But again, Sanya wasn't there last year. She ain't privy to no research, so she couldn't even address that, all right? Sanya and Ross come back like nothing ever happened. Thank you, everyone, for coming to dinner. The itinerary for tomorrow is as such. We going to work at outfit, okay? Y'all, I got activities planned for y'all. Be happy with what I got planned for you. Bye. And then it gets to carting Drew off while she's in her wheelchair enjoying. I believe Drew was enjoying every second of being carried by the men's. I ain't gonna even lie. I think she was enjoying every second of being carried by the men's. Meanwhile, the next day at 8 a.m., Sanya and Ross head off to work at outfits, and she has oddly left Marlo in charge of the girls. Marlo, who at this moment barely anybody is getting along with or likes or is even bothering to listen to. But we learn that Shereé, before she hops off on a truck to go see Sanya at the outfit, she has a call with her people about she by Shereé. Okay, now she's got 3 weeks until this fashion show presentation. Excuse me, because it ain't gonna be no runway. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, she got to change the date for the fashion show because the venue had another obligation. Okay, they said they got an obligation that's got some fashions, and so she ain't got no models either. Girl, it's 3 weeks before the show. You ain't got no models. Well, I guess you wouldn't have no models if you ain't got no samples. Okay, so the venue might as well change the date because I mean at this point they are working on a wing and a prayer. So anyway, Marlo gathers the group together, okay? Shereé has already gone off to iFit, okay? Arranged by Sanya herself. Although Shereé's driver got lost and she missed the whole iFits. So Sanya and Shereé chat about the miscommunication, and Sanya wonders if maybe Kenya is mad because she's getting close to Marlo. I don't think that's why Kenya is mad. I think that Kenya is legitimately mad about feeling left out of the outfits thing. And she really feels like it's Sanya's fault because Sanya didn't check on her. I feel like Kenya feels like that, which to me is a little bit of entitlement. But I feel like what I can respect about what Kenya is feeling is that she is standing 10 toes down in it, whether she's wrong or right. That's the one thing that you need to see. Listen, Housewife 101. If you feel a certain type of way, you got to stand 10 toes down in it, whether you right, wrong, or indifferent, until somebody else talks you down off the ledge and off the cliff. Okay. And so you can't be wibbly wobbly. Ooh, I don't know. I might feel like this, I might feel like that. No. The best housewives feel however they feel, whether they wrong or they right. That's why at the end of the day, I gotta respect Kenya. I think she's wrong, but she's standing 10 toes down in it. And so I respect it. Okay. Meanwhile, Shereé lets Sanya know that Kenya is gonna feel a certain type of way for inviting Shereé to the outfits and not Kenya. Sanya is over it, and she's like, "Do you think Kenya would have called to check back on any of them when she was at Dancing with the Stars?" No, she would not. But Sanya, that was the line you should have saved for Kenya herself. See, it ain't that you needed a rehearsed read. You needed to have your points down in your head when you ready to do battle with Kenya, who is quick on her feet. She is experienced and she is naturally witty. So, Sanya, you've got to have these lines already down because that was a very good point. It's unfortunate that it was wasted on Shereé because it didn't apply. Okay. So anyway, Shereé warns her, stirring the pot, that if she doesn't shut Kenya down, Kenya will continue to poke at her. Okay. And Sanya then says the Jamaican tyrant is on the loose. And all I'm thinking is where? Where is the Jamaican tyrant at? Where? I ain't seen it. Where? Where it at? Is it on that safari with outfit? Because I didn't see it. Okay. Uh Meanwhile, back at the ranch, okay, back at the hotel, Marlo is giving a speech about how much fun they're gonna have, and ain't nobody paying her no mind. Kenya walks off actually as she's talking. Kandi and Kenya are so annoyed that Marlo is in charge, and literally no one is paying attention to her. Okay. Anyway, she does manage to corral the people out to the bus because the bus is there and they realize they got to go. And they get to an estate where they're going to have lunch, and Shereé is there waiting for them. Sanya, we learn, went to go change, and Shereé lets them know that Sanya apologized to her and to her only. Okay. And Kenya feels like this is showing her exactly how Sanya deals with conflict, which again, I can respect that Kenya is clocking that, right? So Kenya thinks though, so now, side note, it's birds everywhere. Okay. These people are outside trying to eat and they are eating under a tree. Why would y'all be sitting outside eating under a tree? Now, first of all, if you listen, if y'all ain't ever heard nothing else from me, if you follow me on my Richie in real life personal page, you will know that I does the travel vlogs and stuff like that. And I ain't never talked about this, but when you are on vacation, you never eat under a tree. Okay, you never eat under a tree. Let me iterate that to you right now. You never eat under a tree. Because guess what? Birds flies in those trees. Guess what the birds do? You know what they do. But when Kenya says that, oh, these birds pooping on us means the rest of the trip is going to be, pretty bad, that's actually good luck. See, now I don't know if y'all done heard this, and maybe it's because I'm from the country, all right? But I have always heard that when a bird poops on you, it's good luck. Now, the bird pooping on you is good luck. I don't know if the bird pooping on your food is good luck. But you know what? Honestly, it don't matter to Kandi because she's gonna eat it regardless. Okay, Kandi, there will be nothing in this world that keeps Kandi from her food. Nothing can separate her from her food. Okay, it does not matter. Birds be danged. Okay, the birds can poop in her food, fly in her food, grab her food, but Kandi's gonna eat that food. Okay, Kandi's gonna eat that food. Ain't no stopping us now. We on the move. Cindy says if you're gonna come for the Shade Assassin, Sanya should have took a few classes down at the community college and then came for Kenya more. She needed to listen. She needed to go to the Ivy League for that because Kenya is Ivy League Shade Assassin. Cindy, that's the wish. I mean, no shade. But I mean, you know what I'm saying. Kenya, listen. Okay, you just don't. If you come for Kenya, you got to be a Nene. You got to be a Kandi. You got to be a Portia. You got to be strong. You got to be a Phaedra. You got to be strong in what you doing. Okay. And if you're not strong in what you're doing, you're gonna sink faster than the Titanic. Okay. Anyway. It's me, MK says, do you feel like Kandi is a good friend to Kenya? I do. I feel like they're actually genuine friends that kind of call each other out on their ish. I really do. Which I like because I feel like, like with the vibrating panties situation, Kenya didn't like it. She stood 10 toes down in it. And Kandi stood 10 toes down in how she felt about it. So and they had it out about it. And I like those types of moments because that feels like, oh, well, we're not on this show and we just gonna protect each other. No, if we need to have it out, we need to have it out. I like that. I likes that. Thank you for the super chat. Elmo says Kandi said that she got from under the tree because she didn't know when they let her eat it. Kandi said, you know what? I don't know when y'all gonna feed me next. So I'm gonna keep eating this food right now. I tell you that much, okay? I don't blame her either, because if you separate me from my food, I'm hangry, okay? And me hangry is a completely different person, okay? I don't know who that person is. Harper, I do not know that man. Meanwhile, Marlo suggested they eat by the pool. Don't nobody go. Eventually, Munyetta and Shereé join her, and the rest of the group heads over to the what y'all call them things? It's not a villa. Somebody say it in the chat. What did they go to? It's something that's covered up. I ain't even write it. The bungalow. They head over to the bungalow. I did write it down. I just ain't look at my notes. Meanwhile, Marlo confides in Munyetta and Shereé that nobody is respecting her for being the temporary host. She then goes back into the combo with Ralph not adopting Josiah and how Kandi jumped in it. Shereé feels like Kandi oversteps her bounds. Remember that, okay? Cabana. Thank you guys. Thank you all. Okay, Cabana. The VIP section, okay? The VIP section, if you will. Shereé says, oh yeah, Kandi oversteps her bounds all the time. And Munyetta is like, she gets what Marlo is saying about Kandi talking about the kids, but she does try to stick up for Kandi. Marlo feels like Kandi should not have mentioned the nephews. They advised Kandi to talk it out with Marlo to talk it out with Kandi. Okay. And then it's off for the safari and the rafting boat tour where the people will row them on the boat. And for whatever reason, as they are heading out to their boat trip, Marlo done brought all her luggage with her. Like she done brought the whole bag with her. She's got toting around the bag. Marlo, ma'am, ma'am, you are on a wooden raft, okay? What are you going to do with all of your luggage with you? You're going to do nothing but weigh the boat down. I mean, they've already got champagne for you. You are on planks, literally, rowing down the lazy river. Okay, what in this bag do you need? You need an outfit change for what? For what? You gonna jump in the water? What do you need it for? Okay, Marlo just being Marlo and being extra. Okay, just being extra. I ain't mad at it though because I mean at least she's consistent with her extraness. Okay, and I like consistent people. So anyway, Shereé tells Kenya on the boat that she needs to have a conversation with Sanya. And this is when I told y'all, I said it last week. Y'all all good me down. Y'all all good me down. Half of y'all knew exactly what I meant. Kenya says it's so scary for Ross to stand up and be aggressive because Kenya, don't have someone there to stand up for me. It was scary and aggressive. It was scary and aggressive. I told y'all, I said, listen, whether you feel like that man was right or wrong, I said it will be used against him, okay? And he will be painted as the scary, aggressive man who stood up out of his seat and uttered the curse words at the ladies, okay? Now, granted, he didn't spew curse words at them. He used curse words in his sentences to emphasize his point, but I did know that it was not going to work to his benefits. Okay? And it did not. Case closed. Anyway, Shereé feels like that man was not aggressive. And Shereé felt like that's what a man should have done. Okay? Now, while I will not cover everything that happened on the Speak On It, I do want to point this out that Kandi did say, because I caught someone speak on it last night, that Kandi did say that Ross was not only going off on the ladies, he was really going off on production because he felt like production was setting Sanya up. Okay. So there's that. I don't think it's anything that needs to be said. Do you guys feel like Ross was scary and aggressive? If you do, write scary and aggressive in the comment section. If you guys feel like Ross had a human reaction, write it in the chat. Let us know how you feel. I want to know where you guys stand on that. Okay? Meanwhile, Drew is laid up in the bed getting showered with champagnes. Sensibility Speaks says Kenya used a play out of Giselle's playbook. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's the sound of the police. Thank you for that super chat. I see again, people are split down the sides. And and granted, I don't feel like I feel like everybody in this chat has a right to their opinion. And I am just interested in seeing what you guys think. Yeah, you guys are pretty much split down the middle. It's a lot of people who feel both ways or the other. Which is also fascinating. Kenya go, no, Kandi go, somebody went to go visit Drew. It was Kenya, I think. She's not going to make it to dinner. Everybody gets ready for the big dinner. Moneta drops in on Kandi to report back about bonding with Marlo. Before I go on, Elmo says Ross could have maybe addressed it differently, but he was totally justified. Kenya played a power move. Thank you for that super chat. Everybody's getting ready for the big dinner. Moneta drops in on Kandi. She tells Kandi that Marlo, got emotional about her past and her childhood. Kandi says that Marlo is always going into her emotional traumas every time she goes low with somebody. And Kandi is at this point in time uninterested in Marlo's traumas. Okay. Francine says, I don't think he was scary, but could have expressed himself a little better without standing or just be like Todd. Well, Todd is about to come back up in just a second. Do you guys feel like Marlo also does the same thing when confronted about something that she's said or done that goes too low? Does she herself then use her past trauma as an excuse for her present behavior? Let us know in the chat what you think. Moneta tries to tell her that Marlo is just sensitive about the boys. Kandi's position is, I stated facts. Don't go in on Ralph when you are doing the same thing. Okay? You guys feel like she does do that? Ooh, somebody said just like Kenya. Yeah, I mean, I love Marlo too, but I think she does that as well. I think she does that as well. Okay. It's time for dinner. And oddly, Marlo and Kandi are wearing the same shirt in different colors. They're having dinner on the beach. And Sanya wants to know everyone's favorite moment on the trip. And Marlo expresses that it felt so good for Shereé to come and cheer her on during the race against Drew, because nobody cheers Marlo on, and it just felt so good for her because everybody's against Marlo, and Shereé is the only person in her corner, and she will remember that until the day she leaves this earth. Okay. So Shereé takes that opportunity to initiate the conversation between Marlo and Kandi. Okay. Marlo tells Kandi she wants to own her part in the conversation, but she asks Kandi if she understood what she was coming from, and Kandi is uninterested and like, nope. So Marlo tries to explain, why she was emotional, why this was a trigger for her, that Ralph wasn't going to adopt Josiah, but still is taking care of the boy, and what this means for her, how she grew up, what the trauma meant for her as she was growing up, why she was triggered, the therapy sessions that she's gone through, why she cried, why she was upset, why this, why that. So she goes into all of that. Anyway, Kandi's like, listen, I jumped in for Ralph because you were coming at him, and to further prove what I just told you earlier, Kandi point blank said, I knew that Ralph knew that he could not come at you because then people would be saying, oh, it's a man coming at a woman. But Marlo was barking at him about something that is completely none of her business. It's none of her business. Okay. Until you can deal with the two boys that you have in your house, that's when you can start giving other people advice. But for right now, Marlo, you should just be seeking advice from the people around you. That's what you should be doing. Okay. I'm not going to judge Marlo for sending the boys to her sister's house. I'm not going to judge her for that per se, but it is very difficult for me to align myself with Marlo in this instance because, baby girl, you can't come at somebody for doing. I mean, listen, you can't come at him for that. when you just did that? No. So I understood where Kandi was coming from. And I 100% am on Team Kandi with this because she knew Ralph could only say so much to Marlo to get her together. And he barely said anything. He just tried to defend himself. So Kandi says her issues with Marlo is that Kandi was talking about Todd. And Todd just basically says, I just want y'all to leave me the F out of it. So then Marlo is like, ooh, you got to curse at a woman like that? You got to curse at a woman like that? I got to say this. Marlo, if you don't want to be disrespected, don't disrespect someone else. For as much as you say that the men should not get involved, I don't know what man you think is going to sit there and allow you to demoralize, demean, and disrespect his position in his wife's life to make him try to make him feel as though he is subordinate and being taken care of and unable to take care of his family. No, ma'am. You don't get to do that. You don't get to start fires in that way and then run away from the fact that you lit the match and burnt the forest down. Okay? No. You have to take responsibility for that. And so when he does speak up for himself, he's not cursing you out. He is saying, leave me alone. Y'all can do whatever you and Kandi need to do. I just don't want to be brought into it. Period. And that's just how I feel about that. Leave this man alone. Stanielle. Yeah, I like this name. Stanielle. She's projecting, period. Thank you for that super chat. Elmo 919 says Marlo kills me sweeping the ground, then playing the victim, and then bringing up the struggle childhood. She's annoying. Bye. Ooh, you know what? Thank you, Elmo, for that super chat. All content is alleged. Boom. All right. So anyway, the men end up leaving. Okay. Ultimately, Kandi and Marlo come to a mutual understanding in this moment, at least for now. Marlo doesn't want Kandi to mention the boys. Kandi doesn't want Marlo to mention Todd. The end. Okay. So the men decide to leave, likely because producer said, y'all got to go because we need Sanya and Kenya to have a conversation that is uninterrupted by Ross. Okay. Because I feel like producer said, get the men out of here because we need to see what Sanya can do on her own. Okay. Danny Gentry says, see, that's the difference between Marlo and Kenya. Kenya never addressed Sanya's husband directly versus Marlo, who goes directly at the men or about the men. Ross could have let Sanya set in that fire. I mean, I agree. That's the difference. Nothing was said to Ross, but something was said about Todd. All right. So again, I feel like this scene was set up by production to see exactly what Sanya is really made of as a housewife. Okay. And they needed to see it again, like I said, without any assistance from the husband. Okay, so it's time for the Ponderosa after the men leave, and Sanya fidgets her way into a conversation. What's up, Kenya? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What's up? Okay. So finally, I'm like 10 years later. Um, let's just get right into it. Sanya asked Kenya, is there some stuff you want to say? You know, because when I'm talking to you, you're disengaging. Okay. And she finally just comes out and utters, Kenya is ungrateful. And then Kenya says, oh, the ego on this one today. JMW says Sonya can't hold her own, stuttering and not quick. Okay. I was like, ay, ay, ay. So they begin to go at it, and then they start talking about who's talking over who is talking over who is talking over who. Kenya's like, don't be talking right now. I'm talking, and you need to sit there, shut up, and be quiet. And I think at one point, Sanya just shut up and be quiet. And so they continue on. They continue going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And finally, you know, Kenya is not letting this girl have a moment. Sanya tells Kenya that she's been dismissive of her. So then Kenya says, well, outside of the time that I hung up on you and I apologize to you, when have I been dismissive of you? And Sanya is like, oh, something bit me. I forgot what I was supposed to be talking about. Girl, you had all this smoke. You had all this smoke. Where is the Jamaican tyrant that you told us about? Where is this Jamaican tyrant? Where is she at? Okay? Because she was not here today. Listen, I mean, Kandi is just like, Sanya is no match for Kenya. And we knew that from jump, okay? We knew that when Ross had to stand up and defend her. It's like, girl, this is not the battle that you want. And Marlo is not even able to really assist you in this battle because she just got through getting berated by Kandi, who told Marlo that you think that you can say whatever you want to say to anybody. And I'm not going to hit you back with it. Okay. If you going low, I'm going low with you. Okay. She is not Michelle Obama, and neither is Kenya. Okay. So if you're gonna come for Kenya, you better come for correct. You should have done some more consultations with Shereé or with Marlo about what you was getting yourself into, because this was no match for you. You could barely handle Drew. Why don't you work that battle angle first, okay? Before you start to trying to graduate to the upper echelons of housewives, okay? You stay low. Stay low. How low can you go? Stay low with Drew. Okay, drop it with Drew, but don't try to drop it with Kenya, because that is not going to be the space for you to do so, okay? You cannot run fast enough to outread her, okay? So anyway, Kenya just wants, whenever Sanya has an issue, leave it when they finish it, okay? They kind of hashed it out, and at the end, Kenya just wants to know, girl, listen, did you give me a birthday cake? And no, Sanya did not get Kenya a birthday cake. Kenya, the bad hostess, did not get a birthday cake. Meanwhile, as the credits are about to roll and we're about to get the preview for next week's Atlanta, we learn a little bit more about how Kandi and Marlo really made up. It all started in the airport, okay, with Marlo and a bucket of KFC, as most situations are usually cleared up with food and drinks, okay? Kandi, ever the hungry one, okay, just like myself, I'm not even gonna lie, I stays hungry, okay? I stays hungry, baby. And listen, if I'm fighting with you and you offer me some food, I'm done with you. I'm done fighting. All right, I am done fighting. Okay. Yes, Melody does have this dress. I have seen this dress on more people than I have seen. I think Kimmy got the same dress too. She done wore it in the confessional too. If I see this dress one more time, one more again. Meanwhile, Kandi, noticed that Marlo got the KFC. Okay. Um, if I said Kenya, I meant Kandi. Okay. Uh, Kandi noticed that Marlo got the KFC, and she said, "You know what? I don't care that we is arguing. Todd then forgave this woman, and this woman got some KFC. Let me forgive her too." Listen, and that's a word for the wise, people. The next time you find yourself arguing with a friend, and perhaps you know you wrong AF, why don't you just run down to your local KFC? Find yourself a bucket of wings, go around their place and offer them some chicken, and then make that issue go away. Now, that's all I got for y'all today. Y'all know I love y'all, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next video.